has lung cancer.
Oh,
Dave, that was a good attack.
Oh, okay.
Never say I refuse to acknowledge your good attack.
Thinking about visiting him tomorrow if possible. They don't know. They could have leak surgery. On morphine. So he's happy. But he's
very emphatic.
You want to visit him or anything? Or?
Really? You don't say.
You don't. Your shirt is on the line here.
Shirt is on the line, is it? Did you really? Let me try this move and see.
Oh, you had much better height. That was a bad move.
Hey, somebody's in the
No, this move's pretty good right
Mike
now.
Leitner.
Who's that guy?
He's the older guy that was always at Starbucks. About this tall, little punch belly, white guy, maybe 70.
Oh shit, man.
Fucking morons, man.
What's going on? What's wrong, Greg?
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, seriously.
Sorry, I'll stop the clock for a second. You alright? Okay.
I'm emotionally stable.
Oh shit! I just restarted the clock.
It's okay.
That's a nice trick, Dave.
That worked
Yeah,
out.
right.
That worked out
Nice
better.
trick.
What's he in the hospital for?
Lung cancer. Inoperable. He's actually, I think they're releasing him to hospice. He's like 75. 72.
Smoker?
What?
Smoker?
I never saw him smoke actually, but probably.
My dad passed lung cancer. Without not even non-smoker, lifetime non-smoker.
Yeah, this is terrible.
This is terrible disease.
I guess if it gets to late stage, there's not much you can do.
No. It's a horrible disease. No.
How about stage 1 or 2?
No, yeah, treatable for sure. Once it's stage 4, it's
Keep talking in the game. You'll be okay.
It's metastasized.
Just chatter away, buddy.
Not much you can do.
Chatter away.
Learn from my lesson.
Just chatter away, man.
you know I can't help you, right? Even though you need help. The butcher.
You need 500 calories with your coffee?
Are you crying or what? Dry your
Let's
tears.
try this move.
They're saying Uber now is responsible for a lot of traffic in the roads, not decreasing it.
Oh, Mike, Mustache Mike.
Mustache Mike.
Who's Mustache Mike?
Mustache Mike, the guy lung cancer.
But like, what's? Can you give a picture?
He's like
Just keep talking, buddy. You'll be all right.
He never plays.
Chatter
He usually
away.
goes over puzzles. Oh man, that sucks. Mustache Mike is great.
Oh no, you can't do that.
He just did it.
Why can't I do that? Is that why?
Actually,
Actually, what?
yeah, not so good.
Not so good for whom?
Me.
Oh, I thought it was me that I was in trouble.
Yes, that is true.
Because obviously, it's like 2 years and you're trying so long and you just show up. Yeah, and you're doing the same though. That sounds good. And then I say like, what if I, you think it's normal if I like, ask you to hang out and bring the body? She's like, I know what you mean. So if you know what I mean, why the fuck are you even considering to ask me something like that? It's just like, what the fuck is this?
I can't talk about it.
She basically, from that moment on, she was kind of like, what do you think? I don't know. She's like, oh, I need to get to know the person.
Is this here?
She was like, because now when we are dating, basically this is the best version of myself. I need to know you when you are like, no. It's like, yeah, what do you mean, no? When I'm like, yeah, when I'm like hungover on my bed, what do you want to know? She was like, I can't let somebody in. They should kind of know. This is how you know me. That's how you find out. But to me, it's incredible. But one thing is like, hey, I'm not attracted. To me, it's like black and white. Maybe there is potential. That's where the real stuff is. If there are no physical attraction, you are like,
I had to burp.
She had to say, let's do something. That's a fun, right? She's like, oh,
So lucky, you know that, right? You know you're lucky.
Like two people, like,
Do you know that?
both single, just like doing things. Before that, it was great because she was like, oh, I'm not issues, blah, blah, blah.
It's here, right?
No.
Where was this?
Here.
Whatever. I was just a little faster, you know what I mean, man? Just a little bit faster.
It'd be less of a disaster.
Oh, it'd be over. I'd beat Magnus in this position.
Magnus?
I'd beat any living soul on Earth in this position.
Really?
Yep.
It was the one that told you, like, she was possessive. She was like, you're not going to see anybody else. No. She was telling you, I like the girl pissed off. But she told you things like, oh, from now on, you're not going to see anybody else. You're going to see
Black.
And he's laughing like a little Hebrew.
Good luck.
You little Hebrew.
I mean, what? Up 2 pawns.
How dare you.
Hey guys, Brian here, and let's go over the game, see what we can learn from it. And before we do that, let's do the chess question of the day. Let's say you were in charge of, kind of, making changes to the rule of chess. And I think the last major change to chess was when, was it Queen Elizabeth or something? I forget who, but they made like the queen more powerful in the game. So I don't think ever since then there's been major changes to the game, but if you were in charge of it, what would you do? Would you promote chess 960? Would you change how a piece moved or stuff like that? And let me know in the comments below what you guys would do. Okay. Alright, so in this position we have white played knight e4, but in the game, let's go move back, pause the video. What would have been the best move for white here? Again, white played knight e4 in the game, but let's go move back. Okay, so whenever kind of the queen is out during the middle game in kind of a cramped position, you can take advantage by tempoing the queen and kicking it over the place while improving the position of your pieces as well as snatching up pawns here. And what's going to happen is white's going to target this pawn with a check, but white's going to take the knight first. King moves out of the way. Rook tempos the queen again, and knight tempos the queen again, and you see how white slowly is improving his pieces while black's two pieces here are not developed. White, this kind of rook is out of play, and the white king is slowly kind of being surrounded by the enemy here, and finally black develops a piece, but here comes the rook down, and bishop is rerouting to skewer here, and so rook moves up, queen moves down and kicks the bishop. And again, this is just one variation I'm showing you, but it's kind of the same principles are being applied here. The queen is being kicked all over the place. White is improving his piece to snatching up pawns, and now here comes the squeeze. And notice how rook cannot take because queen mate. So, and this is going to be an easy win for white here, up a full piece as well as 4 pawns. Alright, let's go to the next position here. In the game, white played queen e2, but if you want to go move back, pause the video. What would have been a better move for white here? Alright, so it starts off with queen h5, and kind of just going to throw in the check here, so black is going to defend. Here comes the knight tempoing the queen, and white is going to trade off, and rook is threatening the knight. But here's the thing, what white is going to do next move is take the bishop, and once rook recaptures, then you've got the pin. So black is going to interpose, and white's going to snatch up that knight, and here white is up a full piece. Alright, let's go to the last portion here, and in the game we had bishop g5 and then queen takes, but if you want to go move back, pause the video, what would have been a better move for white here? It's the intermediate check here, right? And king moves up, queen check, queen comes over to block, white adds more pressure, takes, and white is setting up some nasty stuff here, and f6. And watch this move. This is kind of a cool move for white here. And you're wondering, ooh, you really want to see what happens with rook takes rook, right? Alright, let's see. Rook takes rook. Check. Check. And this is bad because white's going to get both rooks. Oof. So if you want, let's go back here. So instead of rook take rook, what happens if black creates an escape square as well as challenging the rook, then you have the following. Rook takes rook, pawn takes rook, check, and check with a knight. White will pick up the rook and be up a full rook. Easy win for white here. Alright, so let's review what we can learn from this game. Let's go all the way back here. In this position, when your opponent has a queen kind of in the middle of the board, in the middle game, and he is surrounded by your pieces in a kind of a cramped position, it's ideal for you to kick the queen around while improving the position of your own pieces as well as snatching up pawns here. And the beauty about tempoing the queen is that it kind of your opponent can't take time to develop his own pieces, so you can kind of slowly improve yours and clamp down here and kind of win. Alright, let's go to the next position here. So tactics usually start off with checks, but also you can kind of threaten a check by making a move. So it's a move to threaten a check in the future, and kind of allows you to tempo an exchange at the right time. And here can kind of set up the exchange with the pin here. If black tries to escape here, then keep this tactic in mind. And here in this position, you know, I think it's instinct. Let's go back here. Most people want to move the queen out of danger when it's being threatened, but always look for those intermezzo moves where you can throw in a check and kind of calculate what happens. And oof, this is nasty. It's always whenever you kind of threatening a discovered check and attack, it's kind of a lot of nasty stuff can come from it, and that's a nice move right here. So very nice move. So those are the elements that we can learn from this game. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. If you've been enjoying Coffee Chess, then you can become a patron, get a lot of cool stuff for your support. It takes a lot of time to do all these videos, to go out and film. You get a lot of cool stuff. You get full analysis of games. You get access to the games people want to see, interviews, Q&As, and a lot more. So check it out in the video description below. And if you can't become a patron, that's okay. You can always support the channel by subscribing, hitting the bell notification, liking, sharing, and commenting. And okay, thanks guys. I'll see you guys later.